It's always like that minute of, am I live? Am I live? Are we live? I think we might be. Okay, we'll stand by for a minute and see what's happening. It's been a minute since I've done this. Oh. Okay, if anyone's watching, let me know. I think we might be live. Hi guys, and welcome back to AmandaMuse. Hi Robin, yay! Okay, so I'm just as usual taking a minute here to get everything up on my channel, up in the video description. Hope everyone's doing well. Hi, yay! So, game plan. This weekend is like, it's been a weekend. Can't even get the words out. So first of all, let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. Yay, hey Casey. I tell you, it has been a while since I've gone live, and I was like, why? I love going live. It's so much fun. It's really easy for me to do. Leave this page, and it's so fun to like chat with you guys in real time. So today, what I was hoping we could do is talk just like a little update and take a minute to catch up live because I haven't done it in a bit, but also talk about, you know, how back to school's going with both kids, because now we're in like week 3 technically, sort of. And yeah, week 3. And then of course, solo parenting, because Dean is off on a new job adventure, and I'm sure you guys probably have some questions about that. So I am back in the like solo parenting mode, and it's kind of crazy because I went from like full on every day this summer to now like not seeing him for a long time. I'm like, why? God. So, yeah, bear with me here. But before we jump in, if you're new, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, especially if you're watching the replay. But now that we're going, how are you guys doing? Yay, I see the comments. Hi, everybody. Hi, Kristen. Joanna, I see Joanna's there. I think I was watching your stories this morning. You look like you're having a work morning too. Okay, so let's do it. Just got to get back to the screen where I can see your comments and things. So I'm curious, if you have kids in school, how's it going for you? How's the whole back to school situ? I have to say, a little update for Jack while I wait for your comments to come in, is I am so surprised at how well he's doing. Like, what? So if you back it up a few months, my plan for Jack was actually to, look at Nora, can you see her right there? So cute. My plan for Jack was to actually do part-time home daycare with his daycare provider and then part-time school. And this was the plan up until like August, when I started pulling Jack aside, and I think I was telling you in my update recently, like, Jack, do you want to go to school? Like, do you want to go to home, like to see your home daycare lady provider? And he kept saying no. And I was like, that's weird. Maybe he's just like kind of getting excited about big boy school, big kid school, and like is playing me a little bit. But then more and more as I sat down with him, it was like, no, he really doesn't want to go to daycare. And I just think a part of it is, one, he just went through like a growth spurt, and I swear birth order has something to do with it, because when Esme started JK, she was still 3.5. Like, she was little, because her birthday isn't until December, whereby Jack has been 4 since March, and it's just 6 months or whatever it is, like, makes such a difference for children. And he's been loving it. He hasn't napped in ages. Like, he doesn't nap unless by accident or something, if it's like the right time of day and we're in the car or whatever, but loves it. Sorry, I was reading comments and I got distracted. But yeah, so he doesn't nap anymore. He's digging new school. My fear is always the lunches. Like, what are these children going to eat? I have this like deep fear about people being hungry. I don't know. I think I spent a lot of lunches a little bit hungry. So I just have this thing where I'm like, what are they going to eat? So you often see me posting on my Instagram, like what I made them for lunch and how lunch went. Like, I'm kind of obsessed. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what's going on here. Okay. Bye, Joanna. She's off. Comments. Let us see. So Lunia 2004 says, is Dean no longer flying? No, he's flying. So how it works so if you're new and you didn't know, my husband is a pilot and he quit his job at the end of June and then had July, August, and now he's starting again. And that's kind of pretty standard in the industry. Like it takes a while to go through the interviews. As a pilot, you have to get a medical. There's like a regular interview like you would do at a regular job with HR, and then there's also like the technical interview, like Rain Man intelligent about their industry, and they have to go through the hoops to like go through those interviews. And so yeah, he's got a new job, and I won't mention what because it's just out of privacy, but he's out west doing some training right now. And it's always the same. So whenever you start at a new job, you go through this ground school training because oftentimes it's a different aircraft because there's lots of different aircrafts. And he has ratings on many, but this is a new rating for him. So he has to go through this ground school for a few weeks away. And he's away. So that's tough. And then we have Thanksgiving in Canada coming up, October 8th-ish. And so I'm hoping that, did I freeze? I may have frozen. If I'm frozen, I'll come back. Let's see. Oh, it's looking crazy from what I can see. Holy. Okay, I'm waiting. Sorry if there's people still stuck here. Oh my God. From what I can see on my screen, it's terrifying. I'll keep talking a little bit and just see if I come back. You aren't frozen. Oh, thank you. It's just my computer. Whoops. Okay, so let me just pause this because I don't need to be streaming everything off of my internet. Sorry. Okay, so what did I say? Ground school. So he's going to be doing ground school probably till about Canadian Thanksgiving. And then hopefully we get to see him for a minute. And then he's got to go back for an additional training, which could be like 3 or 4 weeks. It's like... Focus on the negative because it's hard to do solo parenting. I am not a single parent, but anytime a dynamic changes, if you've got, like we had like my husband home all summer and now not home, you get used to certain things and help around the house. And when you don't have it, it's hard. Okay, so that's what's happening. Did I answer the question? So he's got a new job. He's back to work. Same old, same job, just different company. Let's see. Brooke Johnson was saying she loves being back in a routine with school. Yes, it's so good. God. Some kids have a PA day today. Mine is coming up, but not this week. Let's see here. Jess was saying that Jace loves school and now hates childcare. Isn't that weird? Like it must, and I think that there's an element of, and I remember this with Esme, especially when she started SK, like they need the challenge. They need the new routine, and not to say that he wasn't getting challenged in the right age appropriate way at daycare. It's just very different in a school setting. Like there isn't time for naps. It's not totally one-on-one. Like I think he's got like about 25 or something kids in the class, 3 teachers, but still. And it's just a totally different environment. So seems to be loving it. Lunches are going well. I will say the big win right now are the mini pancakes. What else does he like? Yogurt. All the little like goldfish crackers and the little bean things. What are they called? Those bean chips. That's not what they're called. Spring peas, peach. I don't know what they are. But anyway, loves all that. I wish the boy would eat a vegetable, but you know what? We'll get there eventually. So yeah, Brianna was saying her oldest started nursery school and brought a cold home and got everyone sick. Yeah, Jack's already had a runny nose. He missed 2 days of school last week because when he gets a runny nose, it just like pours from his face and then he gets like really dry skin above his nose. So I was like, forget that noise. Stay home, get better. And then he went back. Oh my God, I wanted to tell you guys, he had his very first play date yesterday. Be still my heart. It was the cutest thing. So Snap Pea Crisps. That's what it's called. Thank you, Brooke. In Jack's lunch, Snap Pea Crisps. They're delicious. So Jack had his first play date. Now, if you have kids that are like different ages, tell me if you felt this, but like the first kid, you have got all the play dates organized. Everything is like, I don't know, I just had all the friends and all the dates for Esme. And Jack, I don't know. It's just like by the time Esme started school, I was like, oh my God, let's take a break. Let's just chill. I wasn't really focused on finding him playmates because he just has Esme. You know what I mean? So, with school starting, a little friend happens to live down the road, and he's such a sweetheart, and his mom is really nice. And I had them over yesterday for about 2.5 hours, and her and I just chatted and drank copious amounts of coffee, and it was great. And Jack had a great time. Like, there were some moments where he was sharing his little tractor that you can drive around the yard and stuff. There was a couple of a couple of funny moments. Where it didn't go well, and then Jack was like, we need to charge it, so we ended up having to like charge this thing. It was kind of hilarious. Like, he just wanted nobody on his tractor. Fair enough. It's hard to share. And then they played like with their Nerf guns, and then they played with this little kitchen where you have like taco making thing. Anyway, so they had a great time. And apparently when the little boy got home, he just crashed. Like, he was so exhausted. And I think Jack would have napped, but we actually went to go see Patra and her new puppy. So Patra's family got a new puppy, and it's like a big puppy. It's a cross between, I think it's a Bernese mountain dog and a poodle. Like, it's big. It's hilarious. It's so cute. So that was really fun. Let's see here. I'm just going to come to some of the questions, and then I'll jump to like other things I wanted to address with you guys. Let's see here. Oh, Jennifer, she says, I feel you. My husband had to go to firefighting academy for 4 months, 12 hours away. Lord. Yeah. Here's the thing too. You would assume that by being a pilot that you automatically have passes, and he will, but like every job, there's a 3-month waiting, like a probation thing. And so we don't really have passes. Ugh, and I'm just looking at the price, and honestly, it is expensive to fly across Canada. Like, we likely will go for a visit, but you know, it's like, it would have been fun to spend that money on a different kind of holiday, but we might take a couple days and go see him and spend some time in BC, and just like hang out and live life over there for like a week or something. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. But yeah, so anyway. But it's hard to have a partner that's away, because you do get into a rhythm and you do get into a routine with your partner. And then all of a sudden when they're not here, it's like, Lord, give me strength. Let's see here. Shuma was saying, I'm debating between Catholic versus public schools for my kids. What's your opinion on these two school systems? I don't really have an opinion. My kids are in the public school. However, where we lived before, Esme did like a minute in a Catholic school. I'm all about proximity. I don't really care, honestly. I don't know. I don't really care. What I care more about is, do they have French? And is there a fun playground? And I know that sounds lame, but the Catholic school that my daughter went to for like a month had no playground. And I was like, what am I paying for? Like, I know that sounds bad, but it was all cement. There was no grass. And I was just like, do we know these are children? Like, so I had a hard time with that. But honestly, I'm not one of those people that's like, I have to live in this area to go to this school. I'm just going to say it. Sometimes those people freak me out. I find that very intense, because I think it's more than just the school. What shapes a child is their environment, how they're treated, extracurriculars, friends, all of those things. It's not just a school, because I went to public school. I don't really remember much that it impacted me negatively or positively. Like, there's probably moments in each way, but it's not just that. I digress. Okay, let's see. Jess was saying, any update on his tonsils? Yes, Jess, you've been watching a while, I know. So we went and took Jack to a specialist, because Jack, again, like when he gets a cold, he just like leaks from his face. And apparently his adenoids are a little big, his tonsils are a little big, but nothing major. And they don't routinely do that surgery anymore where they take out the stuff, all the tonsils, adenoids, and that kind of thing. And I don't know what to do. That said, though, I have taken video of Jack breathing because he does do this thing where he like sucks in air pretty heavy, and it's a little like concerning to watch. So I've taken that video, and we do have a specialist appointment coming up. I think it's in October, like another one. So we're just kind of monitoring it and going with the flow. But the idea of putting my baby under surgery is terrifying. So, I mean, we'd do it if we have to, but I don't know if we have to. Let's see. So, Lindsay, I was just thinking about Patra because I hadn't heard you mention her lately. I know she just got married, but is she still working for you? So, Patra and I stopped our working relationship, like in terms of my AmandaMuse stuff. She still does do childcare for me occasionally, but we really stopped it like right before the podcast launched. And I had been working with a few people. So I had like my video editor, I had Patra, I had a woman I was working with on strategy and things. And I just realized that in order for me to launch the podcast, I just needed to focus all of my attention on it. And as such, I just paused everything else. And I was like, it can all wait. You know, my Facebook posts and all the things Patra was helping me with, I'm like, it's just gonna have to pause because I just couldn't manage everything and a person and so we paused everything, and then I was able to launch the podcast. And then honestly, Dean was home all summer, and I was just like, I don't need the extra help, because why I needed an extra person and was because I was doing all my work stuff and mom life and, you know, house duties and all of that. But Dean really just picked up where I needed help. So I didn't really need help. Is that making sense? However, now that, you know, I'm kind of like at a place where Dean's off at work and I'm doing the solo parenting thing again. Yesterday when I went to go see her, I had a little chat because I was like, hey, I've got some stuff coming up where I'm going to be either like in Toronto for the day or needing some extra help around here. You know, do you want to like chat, and we'll figure out some days that will work. So you'll likely see more of her in like the near future, but it's one of those things where I think like something on my list that I wanted to talk about was like, as you go through, you know, moments in your life where you're realizing like, this is a time where I really need to call in my village and call in like that community of people that can help me. That's right now for me. And rather than let it get to a point where I'm like drowning in work or responsibility or just like not feeling like I have any time for myself, I'm going to just do a little advanced preparation kind of thing. And so, yeah, so that's the thing. That's just how it goes. And, you know, it's, you know, she is living her own life and she got married and like lots of exciting things for her. So maybe one day we'll talk about that with her, but it's not my story to tell. Let's see. Barabam was saying, do you put anything on your mini pancakes? I do. For Esme, I cut them up, and I have one of those bento style lunch boxes. So I cut them up. Well, before I cut them, I put a little butter on them, cut it up, and then I have a little container and I'll put some maple syrup on the side with a fork. Jack, however, I think it's just too much for him to manage, like pouring the maple syrup, and like it's just a little bit messy. So what I do for him is I keep them mini, brush them with some butter, and just kind of like drizzle a little bit of maple syrup, but not where it's syrupy, just enough where if you bit it, it would be sweet. So that's what I do there. Sandra, you're so nice. She says she loves my channel. Thank you. Hi, Roxana from Arkansas. Let's see here. Robin was saying that her boyfriend's career will take him to Algonquin in northern Canada to track animals for the Ministry of Natural Resources. Cool. I'm preparing myself for solo parenting in the future. Yeah, it's hard. One of the reasons I watch you is you make it look easy and still enjoyable and still have a great relationship with Dean. I appreciate that comment. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where Dean and I had a laugh like before he was leaving, and it was like, you know, maybe right now we'll talk a little bit about the solo parenting, but it was one of those things where it was just like, you know what? Like, I love you, and this is going to suck, but it's time to pull up your big girl pants, put on your armor, and just get shit done. Like, we've done this before. We've done this before with kids. We've done this before without kids. Sometimes I'm sad and you're lonely, where I don't got a goddamn minute to be sad or lonely right now. Sorry, I'm cussing a little bit. But I don't have a minute to know. Like, I just have to do it. And so I did write down some things about solo parenting in my trusty notebook. So the one thing I will say with kids is the magic is getting everyone on a routine, and that clock just, this ship is like clockwork. Does that make sense? It does. So last night, Jack crashed at 8. I was like, please, for the love, do not fall asleep at 5 o'clock, because there was a chance there after his play date. He crashed hard at 8 p.m. He slept through until 8 a.m. It was amazing. Sometimes Jack gets night terrors when there's big changes, and so I was thrilled that he slept. So go to bed early. That's the magic. Also, for yourself. I sometimes have trouble going to sleep initially when there's like a big shift in the routine like that. So what I did last night is I put the kids to bed. I made lunches last night. That's another trick. Making lunches in the morning. Yeah, maybe the sandwich is more like delicious to eat. I don't care though. Like my kids have never complained about mushy sandwiches, and so I make the lunches before and then put them in the fridge. Even the drinks and the thermoses in the fridge. So all I have to do in the morning is pop that in their lunch bins or lunch bags and put them in their school bags. So make the lunches night before. Going through my notes here. I try to get the kids up at least an hour before school. That way I'm not freaking out, they're not freaking out, but I try to get up like an hour and a half because it takes me a minute to get out of bed. I am not a morning person, but I get up earlier and I make myself a coffee and I just sit on the sofa here, and that's usually where I Instagram with you guys in the morning, but that's what I do. I just take a minute to like catch my breath and just like get the armor on for the day and like go through what I need to get done. So there's that. Last night after I put the kids to bed, I watched a movie. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something for me. And you guys know I don't watch a ton of TV. I do listen to a lot of podcasts, which by the way, the last video I did was about podcasts. So I'll include a link so you can guys go listen to that later. But, oh my God, S-Town, so good. I digress. Last night I watched Set It Up on Netflix. Have you guys seen that movie? It's so good. Like I kept getting, when it pops up, like you should watch it, it's trending. And then a few people that I like on podcasts were talking about it. And I was just like, I don't know about this movie, but it was so well done. The acting was really good. I laughed out loud a few times. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But yeah, just taking a minute to like do something for yourself without the kids is important. Even if it's like 20 minutes after they go to bed, just like take a minute to just catch your breath, kind of like the beginning of the day, but also at the end of the day. And it allows you to, just like remind yourself that you're not a robot, that like you can just take a little bit of time for yourself. The other things I will say, and then I'll jump to some of the comments, is like, pace yourself. So I find like rather than do all of the fun things in the first 3 days of like, so when I think about like how much time am I going to be solo parenting, and I just go, okay, I've got school, and then maybe there's something midweek that we could do that's special. Like maybe we go out for dinner, or maybe, we do walks in the evenings every day, or maybe the kids can have like a friend over, like something maybe special and out of routine that's manageable, but it's like one thing, And then this weekend, I'm going to have my dad come out to visit one of the days. And it's just like kind of planning in advance of things that excite you so that you can look forward to it. And then also, your kids will have some fun. And it could even be like, what did my aunt tell me once? Sometimes they will like have a picnic in front of the TV for dinner instead of at the table, just switching it up a little bit. And then, like I said, calling in your village for help. Hello, absolutely necessary. And then I think the one thing I'm going to do, the two things worth mentioning is like with the other parent that's away, like you don't want to dwell or harp too much about how difficult it is that daddy's away or whatever, because how you're feeling about it is going to impact your kids. And if it's like negative, you're gonna notice a shift in your kids. So what I try to do is keep it like on the up and up. There's been tears, that's normal. And when we do talk to Dean, it's like not right before bed, because I find that just gets everybody emotional again. It's kind of like between dinner and like an hour before bed. So like basically 6 p.m. is kind of like the perfect time, between 6 and 7, because then that allows us to do like bath and maybe a little show before bed, and we're not just reminded about how sad we feel about all of that, And then the other thing is we're going to do like a wellness day. So this is new because now both kids are in school. But I'm actually going to do like one day with each kid where they can take a day off school, not at the same time necessarily, but like solo. And I'll do something and spend the day with them and do something that they want to do that's age appropriate. So Esme said she might want to go on a bike ride. So we might pick a day where we just like go bike riding and have a picnic and just hang out, mommy and Esme kind of thing. So those are like my big tips. for like maintaining sanity for solo parenting. Let's see here. Let's see. Jacqueline says she's in the opposite boat right now because her husband's home with her for the next few months. It's very weird having him around so much, but I do love it. Yeah, it's like a mixed bag, right? Because obviously this is your person that you've chosen to spend your life with. And so when they're around you, hello, awesome. But also they're around you. And I just don't think that I really need anybody to be around me that often. I'm a lone wolf, okay? Like, I like being social, but right now with like nobody in my house, I'm just like, yes, it's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. Lindsay was saying getting tonsils out as an adult suck. I'd recommend it as a young child if at all possible. It will also prevent a lot of illness. I hear you, girl. Yeah, that's what we're thinking. Like, I'm going to try and back to the tonsil situation. I'm going to try and push for that when I see the doctor, because I just think he would be able to breathe better. This is for Jack, by the way, if you're just popping in. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, Nadia, routine is the way. For sure. Anytime. I think routine is just fabulous all of the time, but there's time where you can throw routine out the window and have a little bit of fun. But I think in general, certain things I'm going to really focus on. Like last night, Esme went to bed a little too late because Jack fell asleep hard at 8. And then I was planning to put her to bed by 8:39, but then we spoke to Daddy and then she got emotional. And then I was like, oh God, fine, stay awake a little bit longer. So by the time her eyes were officially closed, it was like closer to 10, and that was way too late. And she was crying, and she was a bit of in a mood for the first part of our morning. So let's see here. Casey says, I find that I do better without my husband sometimes. Is that horrible to say? No, I get so much more done. He's like having a third kid. I feel that. You know what it is? To me, it's like a permanent Sunday. I've said that before, but it's like, I don't know, like, yeah, maybe we'll do this, or maybe we'll just be chill. And when it's a Monday or something, I've got things to do. I do life anyway. So it's hard when there's that person that's home that also wants to do their own thing. Yeah, it's challenging. Change of seasons. I'm an optimist, so I love it. I can't wait to start wearing my pants, and I do have socks on today, but like pants and sweaters and getting into that mode. However, I do love the freeness of summer and riding bikes, and but I just want like a little bit of cooler temperatures. This weekend was nasty hot and I was not into it. Alex was saying, yes, that 20 minutes of winding down from adulting is so important. Totally. Why not listen to the sandwich? I like it. The sandwich. So I'm thinking I'm hoping to get an episode out this Thursday. However, for season 2, I was also hoping to be a little bit more prepared for season 2, but I just feel like life got to me this summer, and there was a lot of stuff with Dean being home and just managing workloads and getting the kids back to school. Like, I think I maybe was a little bit premature in thinking I would have it ready for this week. But I'm going to try. We'll see. Of course, I'll let you know. Let's see here. Real Life Mom says, I agree with the routine aspect. When my husband is away, I have a go-to routine and it works so well. I actually get so much done when he isn't here. Totally. Sarah was saying she's planning on getting fit now that the two have gone back to school. On that note, thank you for reminding me. I'm actually going to be going to a workout class in 45 minutes, and I'm a little thirsty, so I got to have a little snack before I go. But yeah, working out feels great. Helps you sleep at night. That's the biggest thing for me. I noticed I started working out again last week or the week before. Anyway, and already my sleep patterns have improved. Like when I look at my Fitbit, because it tracks my sleep, I'm getting over 7 hours every night, which is amazing. Let's see here. Denise was saying her kids were a mess last night. Almost 11 before they knocked out. Oh, that is the worst. It's like they get that second wind. I feel you. Anyway, you guys, I just wanted to pop on here and give you a little update. And I think with this weekend, there was no way I was going to be able to film an extra special video for today. So, extra special. What? Like an extra video for today. Just with Dean going and prepping and it was a busy one. So I will let you go. I hope you guys have a wonderful Monday. Hope this week is kick-ass and that you have some time for yourself. I'm kind of thinking that maybe one day this week I'll take a nap. I don't know. I just need to I almost want to have a wellness day for myself where I just set the kids off to school, and then come home and like do very minimal work and like watch TV or something, you know, like walk around a mall. I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. I hope you have a great day. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on Wednesday with my next video, or else follow me on Instagram at AmandaMuse to watch my Insta stories. There's always some stuff going on there. And stay in touch. Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye.